Can I just push the button?
Push it.
So, hello, greetings. Happy whew, second to the last day of January. That one, am I the only one that's like, what just that happened? I probably say that every year, that January just whizzes by. So, welcome. We are still doing our open to the public in the beginning here for a few minutes. We'll answer a question and we want you to know a little bit about who we are. I'm Jill DeWitt. This is Steve and Jack Pitala. We are Land Academy, and this is year 10. Yay! 10 years of Land Academy. And there are several of you who have been with us this entire time, and boy, do we appreciate you. And don't worry, if you are new to Land Academy, we'll celebrate 10 years with you too coming up in 2035, right? So you have that to look forward to. But we've got some stuff that we want to do with you all this year too. So yes, please go right ahead.
Mark.
Is the Q&A, you should put deals right in the Q&A. It should be open, Mark, that you can now pop them in there. So yep, there you go. So for the Land Academy community, you are on a separate channel here and you could submit things and it's not visible to the public. But if you are from the public watching us and you do have a question, you can drop it in the platform in Facebook, I think, and YouTube. And if you do it soon, my team will try to grab it and give it to us live right now. We are going to we have a few, of course, housekeeping and some announcements real quick. This is our Thursday call. We do this every week with our community to answer questions, look at deals, whatever you need, help you with anything you've got going on in your land investment journey like that. So I'm gonna, and you have some pertinent
current events and a
yes.
little demo of depending on how many land deals we get in here.
Excellent. Let's do it. Yep. Okay. Question of the week. We'll get to that first. Ellen wrote, should I use a realtor to sell my properties or handle it myself? Oh, can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
First and final.
Oh, okay. So here's a scoop. If you've been with us for a while, you may have watched us waffle on this, and you are not wrong. There are situations, well, let's just back up. Let me say it. It depends on the property and it depends on the situation. I started to say we have waffled on this because normally in a perfect world, I wouldn't use an agent. I don't need an agent. I don't want to pay commission. That's not how I buy it. Why would I sell it with an agent? Jill, what are you talking about? True. That's true. And in some price points, when it's below, let's just say $50,000, you're selling something, often agents won't get excited and they don't even want to touch it. So you might end up selling it yourself. So that's stuff that we help you with within Land Academy. What does a good posting look like? What do I put in it? That kind of a thing. Where do I blast it out to find a buyer? So sub $50,000 property, I'm going to say, then you're going to probably handle it yourself no matter what. Now, when you get $50,000 and above, then I often bring in agents. And for my properties, 99% of the time, I'm over 100,000. And then I'm definitely using an agent because it just kind of, makes sense in a lot of these markets. Some of those buyers are used to dealing with agents. And the big picture is it frees me up so I can be working on the next deal. When I'm selling things for $120,000, I baked it in. I baked in my closing costs. I baked in my escrow fees. I baked in, I should say, realtor fees. It's all included in that. They're 3 or 6 or maybe even 10%, depending who it is and how good they are at selling these land deals. So I will do that.
Facebook Marketplace is an amazing place to sell property. If you advertise in the title that it's an off-market deal, it's very disappointing to find a well-priced property for me as a potential buyer. On Facebook Marketplace, look up the address or the APN and find out it's for sale everywhere else. So if you say, look, I've got even if it is $100,000, $200,000, you're going to get a great response. You're just going to have to sift through a lot of garbage.
That's the pro. I'm paying a commission. Guess what? I'm not taking those phone calls. I'm off working on the next deal. And for me personally, for us, I love it because I have an agent in this state doing these deals, an agent in this state. I could have 10 agents running around answering calls
It's outsourced.
at the same time. Exactly. Yeah, and I'm only paying them when they sell it based on their commission, and they get paid at time of close. So that's what we do, and I love that. Good question.
There's some couple of people that are in LA Pro that
Mhm.
use Facebook Marketplace a lot, and they advertise it with their agent's phone number in there.
Oh, they help them
Yeah.
if
Or
they
they'll
don't
send
know
out
how
a
to do
neighbor
it.
letter with their agent's phone number in there, not their own. So they cut a deal, fixed price listing cut a deal for 3% with the listing broker. And then they go out and do the other stuff anyway, just to drive the traffic and get that person to close the deal.
In a perfect world, your agent knows how to do that and they're doing it themselves.
It's not going to happen.
I know.
I'm sorry. It's getting worse.
When you find the good ones, you stick with them. Oh, cool. All right. So upcoming this week, of course, regular shows, Monday through Friday. We have some good ones this week, next week, and I think the week after. I think those are all recorded, and we had some really good shows coming up. Next week we have it's January, and not only do I have more people doing the group coaching, which is really not group coaching, it's every other week. It's either a one-on-one or as a group. So it's like 1 week there is a focused advanced training. The next week will be one-on-one. The third week will be a group Q&A session. And then the fourth week will be one-on-one. So it's an amazing opportunity, amazing value. And it's January. So we have quite a few who have signed up for this, and I'm really happy. And we are bringing on a new coach with me coming up here soon. So I'm really excited about that too. I just interviewed him the other day, and he's really,
I'm excited about
really
that
great.
too.
I can't wait. Oh, wait, what was the other stuff?
Oh, sorry.
Thursday, our call. So what's this day? You have something you want to share? Think of the investors have a platform to share your land investing journey. We're opening up the Land Academy podcast. Oh, yeah. If you want to be a guest on the show, please send a note to support@landacademy.com. We would love to have you. Heck, have you been with us for quite some time? You're like, I got some stuff I want to talk about. You know,
I think that'd be fun.
that would be great. Like, what happened to that? We should do that. That would be great. If you've been with us for more than 5 years, you want to talk about some of the things that we failed at together.
Yeah.
We'd love to do that show. Okay. Thank you. Now you can go on.
All right. We've got data now. Everybody takes the end of the year off, the data people in the world. And so early January is a tough data market. So Realtor.com brought back their weekly housing trends and data for the week ending of just a few days earlier than today for 2025. Let's cut to the chase and take a look. This is week ending January 25th. This is week over week. And this statistic is this week ended over last year over year. Median listing prices are about the same. There's 10% more listings and 26% more active listings than there was last year. This is a heck of a lot of actual listings. These are just percentages, but the new stability is that there's a heck of a lot more property on the market than there was last year.
Mm-hmm.
These are new listings that happened this week. That's up 9%. And these are pretty high numbers. There's a lot of new properties coming on the market. There's a lot of active listings staying on the market, and median prices are not going down. They're staying the same. That means it's an amazing acquisition opportunity in our land business, in our house acquisition business. We are really directly feeling that with just about every phone call. There's a slight concern / desperation in a lot of sellers' voices.
It's weird.
Yep. I'm not used to it.
It's weird yet good because they are starving for offers. That's really what
We just looked at a
getting.
deal just 5 minutes before we got on to turn the camera on. Jill loves to find out what they're into the property for. And we are going to buy this property for about the price that they paid for it in 2006. I cannot recall when that's happened.
Yeah. It's a good one. That's true.
So, and there's a bunch, they did a bunch of stuff to it.
It's
It's
got a house on
dramatically
it.
improved. So take that how you will, but the truth is prices are dramatically coming down. I believe with this new administration that interest rates are probably going to go down. Geez, even if they go down half of a percentage point, with announcements like we're just getting started, like they've been saying, that really I don't care if you agree with it or you don't. It brings a lot of confidence to new home buyers, and everybody starts to think about, okay, I want things to move again. Whether you have things to sell or you're a new a new family entering into the market. We talk about houses a lot if you're brand new on here, because what happens in the housing market trickles directly down to the land market. This is really fresh for January 25. I'm going to put it in the chat. I don't know how they have January 25 because there's 2 more days in the month, but I like it.
You want to be proud of me?
Go ahead. Yes, I do.
I was doing my own zip code analysis today, and I got in here and I downloaded my own 1 million stupid lines of spread.
Yeah, that go.
I had to, it took me a minute to extract what I wanted out of it, but I did.
You got it though?
I did.
Oh, Jill, that's
I
great.
got it. I extracted. I looked at it. Because you know why? In this particular area, I might even send it to this seller. It's a little bit overwhelming, but it just says zip
Maybe
code.
a screenshot.
Uh-huh. Because I want him to see what I'm looking at.
What did it say?
So what the results were is it was showing the huge number of properties, like twice the average number of properties listed this January versus last January and the year before. So like a little bit showing like, hey, I don't have to buy your house. There's a lot more available.
And nothing's selling. I know which market you're talking about.
And then there's another statistic I wanted to point out. Oh, the price. Well, then it was showing the percentages, like, after COVID, some jumps in prices, and then it shows all the percentages dropping as they're slowly correcting and correcting and correcting. So I wanted to hit that point home. But anyway, I just want to tell
Speaking
you,
of correcting, exactly what you just said. This little gray dot is January 2025. And so this is year over year, 26% more active listings than the brown line, which is last year. This is COVID. This is post recession insanity. The market just can't, this time, the market just can't find its zen. I put the link in here for you to really look at this if you want to. 17% year over year total listings. There's just a frenzy right here. 21, 22, the green, yellow, and pink. Very small amount of listings, huge amount of sales. Pending listing. You can see the dot here, and pending is just about the same. Not a lot of property is going into pending status. So there's a lot of property on the market and not a lot of property selling. And so this just continues to prove my point, and it gets into regional days and all of that. So we don't have time to really get into it. But this is what you need. The takeaway from all of this is that there's a ton of property on the market and it's staying there. It has to reduce prices at some point. And at the same time, you have a lot of economists saying, that's great, no one can afford it. So what has to happen, in my opinion, is interest rates have to pretty dramatically get reduced pretty quickly. And the property will still start moving. Before that happens, you need to buy a bunch of property at this point that's very, very inexpensive because people can't sell it. They need to move on with their life, houses and land. We're getting a crazy number of calls back from distant past mailers saying, hey, do you still want to buy my land? So I hope you are too. All right. The next one I have next up here is a fishing example, a live, trolling fishing example. To buy a piece of land for 30 and sell it for 60. There's a couple of ways, or a couple of ways. There's some questions here, and you can decide if we can do that first or next. What would you like?
Those are going to be next.
Okay, next.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? Actually, Ben, you know what's funny? Your question number 1 is going to be on a podcast, but we'll do it again here anyway with the group in a few minutes.
Yeah, we actually answered that on a podcast today. Jill and I recorded the podcast today. It probably airs 3 weeks from now. I'm not sure. All right, let's look at trolling and fishing. This is exactly what I do in real life. Our numbers are a little bit higher than buy for 30 and sell for 60, but this is how it all works. In the program, several times, I talk about the rule of quarters. If I want to buy for 60, buy for 30 and sell for 60, I want to fish. I'm going to start using the word fish because I'm getting a lot of pushback about using the word troll for obvious reasons. And then they're not wrong. It's just such a negative word and it's not going away. Trolling the internet is not a good thing.
I missed that.
Multiple people have contacted me saying, what do you mean troll the internet? I thought we weren't supposed to do that.
We're in different Facebook groups. My social media is so different than yours. Mine's like, how pretty is that?
I just found the greatest Facebook group there ever was. It's called My Cat is an Asshole.
Yes.
I don't have a cat. I've never had a cat and don't really like cats or dislike them or like them, but it is packed full of people who love their cats and have great stories about them, but they fully admit that stuff that my cat does puts him in that classification.
Oh, there we go. He sits and laughs. I'm like, oh no. He's like, look at the cone on this cat.
I think it could be, my husband's an asshole. I think it could expand it into all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I love him, but this is what he did today. It's just like the cat. It's better than listening to politics and people yelling at each other and all that stuff that goes on.
That's true.
So in your equity planner, you have decided you want to buy for 60 and sell for 30.
Wait, reverse that.
Buy for 30, sell for 60.
Thank you.
So what I say in the program a lot is, what's the rule of quarters? So if you want to buy for 30 and sell for 60, you need to be below retail. So the rule of quarters is this, and this is how you set the parameters in Zillow for fishing. You want to look for property that is selling well, and there's a bunch of property moving through the system for a retail price of around $90,000. Because when you buy a property, you want to sell it for about 25% less than that, less than retail, which puts it at a wholesale price right there. It has nothing to do with wholesaling that people talk about on the internet, wholesaling like Costco. So your acquisition price ends up being 20 to 25% of the retail price, which gives you all kinds of screw up room to accomplish this. This is very, very hard for brand new people to digest. And I understand. Who the hell would ever sell their $90,000 property for 20 grand? A lot of people will.
I have just a few examples.
Jill loves to add zeros. When you start to think about this,
well, let's go back.
There's a lot of money that can be made.
Well, where I usually find people, you take off a zero. This is where I think a lot of people come to land. There we go. A lot of people came to Land Academy doing this right here. And I'm like, now you need to add a zero. They're like, what? I'm like, yep. Instead of buying for 2,000, I want you to buy for 20,000, but I don't have 20,000. Well, guess what? I do. You go find it. I'll buy it. We'll work out a great, we'll work out whatever we want on the profit split. Like, well, that sounds great. Good. Go do it.
All right. So let's go to Zillow. Let's zero out all my existing parameters. We're going to type in Los Angeles because it's fun to start out there and laugh a little together.
Could you scroll down in the comments if you don't mind, please? Thank you. Comments on the right. Chat. There we go. Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead. If it's funny, you share it with everyone.
Mike Monic's gonna do one. Chickens are bitches. Let's see what other mean animals can we can we think about? That's really good.
Here's a typical story on my cat's an asshole.
Oh no.
It's this heart-wrenching, beautiful story. I don't know. These people are intelligent. They're good writers. Heart-wrenching story about how they found this kitten at 4 weeks old in some gutter somewhere when it was minus 32 out, fill in the blank. And fast forward to, this is 4 years later, and my cat is doing some stuff that no child would ever get away with what my cat does.
Yeah.
But we're together now. And they film it.
Good.
Cats have personality disorders.
Oh my God. They have an attitude.
So because I want to buy at around 20%,
okay,
I need to fill in some retail prices that are close to 90%, 90,000. If I'm going to fulfill this, I hope this is clear. So let's set our parameters. I only want land for sale, properties for sale. I'm going to look at a maximum price of, I don't know, $90,000. And a minimum price of, I'm not sure, 60, maybe 75. I like properties that are larger. So let's start with a lot size of around 5 acres. Let's go to 5 to like 20. And I did this on purpose because this is not the place to buy and sell property with those parameters. And you can see each time I clicked it, filled in a button here, it went to 0. So I'm going to remove the boundary and I'm going to start moving to see where this might work and look for consistencies. Look for example, here, this is just north of, some of it's still Los Angeles County, maybe Riverside too. I've got 156 active properties and 172 sold. Not so bad. This area in particular seems to have a bunch of property. I'm going to do it again. 66 sold, 15 active. That doesn't seem so bad. I'm going to tighten up my sales parameter to 1 year. 10 active, 15 sold. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. That's when everybody refers to desert squares. This is a desert square utopia. These schmoes,
yeah,
in the 50s and 60s went up here and recklessly subdivided when there are no rules. And the result is all this leftover property and the poor people in the counties that have to deal with it. Are you laughing at what?
Mike's gonna put a live webcam to show us his chickens. I would watch that.
It's roosters.
I'm like, I'm gonna check on Mike's chickens today. Let's see what they're up to.
My niece has a rooster that is.
Oh, he's really mean.
It's like thug life stuff.
He'll like chase you.
Yeah.
He like to keep him locked up.
So I'm trolling along with the same parameters or fishing along. And when I back out, pretty seriously back out, you can start to see where the trends are. There's clearly something going on in this part of Utah where this works. All up this corridor has always been a great place to send mail. Always. There's places outside of Las Vegas that work this place. Am I telling you to send mail here? Absolutely not. I'm showing you what I do in real life and in real time about how to find places to send mail. And if you're new, I hope you're a little bit impressed by this because for a lot of years, long before I met Joe, I was figuratively throwing darts at a dartboard, figuring out where to send mail.
We didn't have this data.
We didn't have stuff like this.
Data.
Wow, look at this Canada showing up. Oh no, that's Oregon. So you can start to see something going on here. I don't know if it's subdivision or what. This is good. This potentially is good. 24 active, 15 sold. Not so bad. The whole idea would be to now, let's find a better example. This corridor in Colorado is very promising. So there are, I'm going to try to wrap this up because I don't want to go too late, Joe, but we have a lot of deals to look at.
Oh, we're way past that.
Are we?
It's okay. You're good.
Plus, we have cats and stuff to talk about.
That's true.
This looks like a place that might be promising. We got 42 sold properties and 51 active. So it's pretty close to 1-to-1, and the scale's not tipped either way. What I would do in real life is I would pull these zip codes. I would look at a zip code map and I would run the red, green, yellow test. And the red, green, yellow test is going to say the average days on market are really low or high. We don't know, but it's going to confirm or deny my theory, which is this might be a good place to send mail.
Ding, ding.
So I hope that if there was any mystery about how to do this, I hope that removes it. Please ask any questions at all before we talk about cats.
Well, we have 9, 10, 11 questions.
See this?
Maybe.
Do you want to send mail here
Yeah.
right now in 2025 or here?
Let me think.
Because I'll tell you what's going on.
Actually, I want to see the yellow.
This is farmland. A lot of it's farmland, or it's not usable land or just unused.
That's what I'm looking for.
So you can eliminate. Fishing is as much about eliminating places to send mail as it is finding places to send mail. It's very clear what's going on right here. This works all up here. We got 584, 226.
How nice is that?
This is so underserved. This is, for whatever reason, people don't send mail here a lot. We have some people in LA Pro that are smashing it in that area. Of course, you can adjust these pretty dramatically whenever you want. So if you want to find real cheap property, because when I started doing this a long time ago, it was more like 7,000, and 9,000. And you can see now there's not a lot of places left to do that. West Texas for sure. If you want to buy some cheap property, frame it and put it on the wall, this is exactly where to do it. Jill and I, in a long, long time ago, Jill and I made some money buying large acreage property here. I hope that's clear.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else before we close her up?
Nope.
All right. We're going to pivot now. Thank you,